So that was already the first amateur mistake. And he's like, yeah, you know, we're gonna get it popping over here. Fucking the loud section. Yeah, we got open mic. We're gonna kick it off with the what's your name? Big Serbs. What was that again? Big Serbs. We got the homie Big Sir in the house. Everybody make some noise. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? I just started laughing.
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now. While the angels fly over my head.
Fucking bullshit. I just dropped fucking my headphones and shit. We are interrupted by the broadcast by the fucking national super productions of fucking Palace 81 ruining my own fucking intro here. Numero 91, the loud section. Yes. Friday. Well, actually, before we get into the show Friday, I was at work and so there's certain rules you got to go by. So before 6 hours, you got to take a 30-minute lunch. And if you go over 8 hours, you got to take another 30-minute lunch. Don't ask me. The California law says something different, but I guess these companies that promote other bullshit, I guess they run it the way they want to run it, right? So with me, I had to come in early. Usually I don't do 8 hours every day. So I was getting ready to kind of do like a little auditing and not really... I was kind of like getting ready to leave my shift, basically, to end the shift. And half an hour before my shift ends, my manager calls me and is like, yo, are you still here? And I'm like, yeah, why? And she says, well, one of the drivers locked themselves out at the airport, out of their truck in the airport, and could you like go and rescue them? And I was like, wow. So I said, yeah. I got the keys, ran to my truck, went over, and I'm looking, and I don't really I see Zapata, but Zapata, he's cool. Like, none of this shit don't really happen to him, you know? So I'm like, it couldn't have been Zapata. So I'm looking around. I go into the building, and now at the airport, everything is strict. Like, you gotta be... Like, if you're there, they're gonna want to know why you're there. So I didn't really want to make a scene. I go in and I'm hitting reverse on the truck. But with the truck, if you go too far up, it hits like the emergency on the truck, and the truck shuts itself down and shit. So as soon as I'm looking around, but I'm not paying attention as I'm going in reverse, I go all the way up. So bang, bang, and like all the workers are looking at me, and I was like, fucking stupid fucking shit. And I hit this shit, like I fixed it, and I go back in reverse, and I see one of our trucks right there, and I see the driver. He's looking at me. I roll down my window, and I'm like, hey, and I know who this is too. So I go, did you lock yourself out of your truck? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, out of everybody, it would be you, bro. Because this guy, he's like a fucking super weirdo. There's two super weirdos that I work with. One of them, well, there's a few weirdos, but two in particular, I just don't like being around because they're fucking super weird guys. But one of them, I've spoken about, he's the guy with the haircut. He always has like a fucking fade, like if he cuts his own hair, and he lies about like if he doesn't. But he's super weird because he like, I don't know if he was molested or he's antisocial or he never been. Cause me, I'm really social because of the way I grew up. I grew up around the raza and pretty much I grew up with the community. And if you kind of just spent your whole life playing video games on your ass and not doing shit, it kind of registers, you know. So with him, he's just with this weirdo in particular, he just gives me like really short answers and stuff, and I'm like, all right, dude, you're kind of fucking weird. I'm gonna walk away before I fucking have to listen to your weird shit. And it's not even like he says weird shit, it's just the way he says it. Like, he's really short, you know. You could be like, yo, what's up, bro? Like, how's it going? You know, have all this energy. Like, what's going on, bro? I haven't seen you in a minute, or whatever. And he'll be like, good. And you'll just be looking at him like, that's it? You're just, okay, all right, whatever. I gotta go. Like, you know, he just really throws me off. Like, he's the antithesis of my energy. Sometimes I could have quiet energy like that, but that's a whole nother deal. But with this other guy that I had to go rescue from the airport, this fool, he says dumb shit to me. Like, he has really bad jokes. He's not that one guy I've spoken about before where he asked me to drive his truck and I asked him if I could get his check. He's a dumbass in a way to where I remember like just auditing on my thing, just checking all the trucks, which ones were in the warehouse. And he's like, oh, are you drawing dicks on the paper? And I look at him and I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm drawing dicks on the fucking audit. Like, in my head, I'm like, fucking idiot, bro. Like who makes stupid fucking jokes like that? It didn't even make any sense, bro. So when I pulled up, I'm like, out of everybody that needs to be rescued, it would be you, bro. I go and I give him the master key and shit. And he's like, I just wanted you to know that I always looked at you like a brother. And I'm like, well, I hope so. And I fucking just got in the car and I bounced because there was nothing I could have said more. Because remember, I had half an hour left of my shift. If I went over 8 hours, I would have to take a 30-minute lunch. The company ain't getting a fucking free ain't getting shit for free out of me. You're gonna pay me for the time I'm on the road, I'm working, you know. So I fucking zoomed there and I zoomed back, and I probably had 10 minutes left to spare. I couldn't even believe, like, I did the whole trip in probably like 20 something minutes, like 23 minutes, which is wild. The airport is really close, but there's a lot of lights going to the airport. There's just a bunch, like there's probably like a dozen lights, you know. So for me to go there and come back within like 23 minutes was like fucking a record. I should have won the Ripley's Believe It or Not Guinness Book of fucking Super Records, because that was some bullshit that I had to do real quick. And everything was cool, man. Friday was really dope. And Friday, it was really cool. You know, I wish that was my schedule, 12 to 8. That's a feedman schedule. You know, I wish I could do that every day, but I fucking can't at the moment. Hopefully, when I become a lead, they'll give me those hours, because I would love to have those hours, or at least 12 to 6. Like, if I don't even get a whole 8, I'll get 6. You know, that's cool. Yeah, the whole being there from 4 to 10, it sucks, because when I come back, a lot of the times I can't sleep until like 12 in the morning, and it pisses me off, because I know for a fact if I come home like at 8, that I could still, you know, edit videos, do other things, and then I'll get ready and be in bed at 10, so I'll sleep at 11. Like, I don't know what it is about my body. I've literally went to the doctor about this shit, you know, trying to work on my sleep, because sleeping is like really important, obviously. But you know what's super stupid, because my doctor gave me, it's not even my doctor, but a doctor that I went and go see, he showed me some apps, and you gotta pay for them. Like, how the fuck am I gonna pay you so you can help me sleep? Like, bitch, you should just do it out of the kindness of your heart. You shouldn't be looking for a fucking, you know, an envelope over that shit. So it just pissed me off. I know, you know, you gotta woosah, and you gotta shut your TV and your phone off and all this other shit, but it's like, bro, we're already in the technological age. You know, I think what I'm gonna start doing is putting on like lo-fi Pokemon beats to help me sleep or something like that. Which is crazy because they do have like a Pokemon sleep app that's coming out. I think that's supposed to be connected with Pokemon Go, and I can't wait to try it out, see what it's about. They did like a pre-order for like one of their products that came out, and it's already fucking like sold out of the pre-order. I'm like, what kind of fucking bullshit is that? So now I gotta wait until it comes out to order it, and then I gotta wait for it to come to my house instead of y'all. Like, they know their fan base. Like, they know what the fuck's gonna sell out and what's not. So I don't understand why they don't just make it like they don't just have it all ready to go. Like, it's Pokemon, bro. This isn't like a fucking a gamble. You fools know you're gonna make money off the top, so why not just make it available for everybody? I heard that the pre-order sold out within like 2 hours, which is fucking insane. Like, if you think about, if it was, live, if the pre-order was live for fucking whatever it was, like 2 hours, and they had 50,000, 100,000 units ready for pre-order, and it just sold out. It's like, what kind of bullshit is that? Y'all should have been fucking knowing that shit from the jump. So sleeping is really important to me. I hate sleeping late. I remember fucking knocking out at 10 o'clock, and now I'm fucking going to sleep like at 12 in the morning, sometimes 1 in the morning, and it pisses me off because I'm already in bed at 10 most of the times, but why the fuck I'm going to sleep at 12 in the morning, 1 in the morning is like beyond me, That was Friday. Saturday, we have the Loud Section show presented by I think his name is Jinx, and the homie Noah. So it's kind of like the people who run Audio Dope, Firewater Bar. I still have my little wristband. I'm gonna take it off live on the podcast because fucking boom, Happy New Year, fucking. So the Loud Section is like a new event that they're doing. They're doing it on Saturdays, which is cool because Friday, I got work to do, and I was telling the homie Noah that, and what is it? So the Loud Section is it was the first show, and you could tell it was the first show because they were running that shit like. I told the fucking the host, he's like, he doesn't even get my name before. He gets my name as he's announcing open mic. So that was already the first amateur mistake. And he's like, yeah, we're gonna get it popping over here. Fucking the Loud Section. Yeah, we got open mic. We're gonna kick it off with what's your name? Big Serbs. What was that again? Big Serbs. We got the homie Big Sir in the house. Everybody make some noise. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? I just started laughing. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And then he doesn't even hand me the mic. He puts it on the mic stand. So I got to go over there. And like, they're not playing my music. So I'm like, when are they going to kick it off? And so I just grabbed the mic out of the stand. They start playing my song. And I played Caramel Kisses. That's off of A Love Superior with 1-2. Shout out 1-2. And it was super weird because it was like, it was a crowd I wasn't really used to, which usually would be like a non-factor, but I could tell, like, I don't know, I guess like the room like kind of got to me because I don't know if it was like, it reminded me of like the first open mic I ever did for Audio Dope. I was just really, like, oh shit, like if fucking I was gonna have like anxiety, or like if I was getting anxiety or something. And I was a little stiff. Like, you probably won't see it like from the foot. You wouldn't have been able to tell really from the footage, but I was kind of like, oh shit. I was more kind of like, I was like a little uncomfortable, and that's why I go to open mics, because like that's what I'm trying to get rid of. Like, I'm trying to just shake all the rust off. And I feel like for the most part I have. It's just with the music that I make, it's not really performance music. It's like it's more lyric based, to where I'm not doing jumping up and jumping up around in hi-fi music. Like, I'm not here to perform and give you a show like Cirque du Soleil or fucking do jumping jacks or what are those somersaults and all that crazy shit. I'm just here to fucking to spit my music. And that's really got me thinking, like, do I want to make performance music? Because I do have some songs that are like in that realm of like, oh, okay, I could perform the fuck out of this. But it's like Caramel Kisses is a newer song, and so I'm like also like singing at the end of it and shit, and I feel like I fucked it up a little bit. And I was just telling y'all this like a few episodes ago, like where you can have it in your head, like, oh, I'm gonna do this and that and shit. And I always say that, but because of like the room and shit, and it was the first time, it was all like kind of like in my head. I did like real minimal shit, like compared to what I was rehearsing. It's all good, bruh. I'm really trying to work on it, but I mean, I don't care. The people, they loved it. Like I could tell, like I was already getting, like people were already into it, like going into the song. I'm just like really criticizing the fuck out of myself because I know I could do better and I strive to do better. I'm fucking not gonna be like one of these idiots over here that make half-ass shows or they lip sync their songs and they're like, yeah, I'm the fucking best, dog. Like da 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 da. Like that's bullshit. I already know what I need to work on, so that's pretty much my whole thing with it. So after my open mic, or actually maybe before my open mic, whenever it was, I'm kicking it with Noah. And then I see like this quiet dude next to him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is my little brother. He just came out." And I was like, "Oh okay, that's what's up. Welcome home, man." Um, and I'm talking to Noah and shit, and they're hitting the weed and shit. And I guess Noah's little brother, I think his name was Jonathan. Shout out to him. But I think he like made a gesture to like to let me hit the pen or something. I said, "Oh no, bro, like I'm cool. I've been sober for like over a year now." And Noah was like really surprised. He was like, "What?" He's all, "Just for that, I'm gonna book you a show." I was like, "All right, cool." Like I didn't know that was a big accomplishment. And I was letting him know the story that, the last time I drank was like around literally the last time I drank was the last time I think I smoked weed too. It was just like I was getting anxiety, and what I think is I've always had anxiety and shit. I just didn't really know it or understand it. Like even like talking to my cousin, like, yeah, fool. He would tell me like, yeah, fool. We would be somewhere and you would just dip out of nowhere, you know? And I didn't even really notice it at the time, but he did. Like, yeah, fool, like where did this full Serbs go? And like I just had to leave, you know? I'm getting better with that, but it's always been around. So, and then I think at that point, I think I was just done with the weed and the drink. And now I've been working on my anxiety more. It's gotten a lot better. I think it's gotten a lot better now that I'm just like off of everything. I'm just sober as a 2-leaf clover or whatever the fuck you say it. And Noah booked me a show off of that. I thought that was really dope. And it's in Fullerton though. So Fullerton, it's not that far from my house, but the thing is, it's on a Friday and I work. So I was telling him, I'm like, either he gave me a spot at 10 too, but even then, even at that point, I would have to either take the day off, which I don't want to do, or leave early. Or actually, I mean, I think I could take the day off because, it would be like the same thing. So if I only did, or actually it kind of really wouldn't. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure it out. But either way, it's going to be some shit that I got to handle off the podcast. But I told him, I'm like, you got anything for me before then? Here at Audio Dope in Ontario. And he was like, yeah, I got you at this spot. So basically I booked 2 shows with Noah. And then the promoter there for the loud section at that show on Saturday, I told him, I was like, I'll fucking, I'll do a show for you. And he was like, okay, well, I'm thinking about April. So March or whenever if they do a next event or sometime in March, I'm going to hit him up and I'm going to ask him if I could get booked for April. And I think it's really dope, because I'm trying to be out here. There's a lot of artists. I'm noticing that aren't coming around to audio dope. Like me, I'm trying to make it. I didn't come to the last show because I was out of town, but I'm really trying to make it to every show because I'm not seeing. I'm trying to build this like I'm trying to build with Noah and like everything they got going on. You know, you got Ace Sincere, you got Cam Gnarly, you got JMKM, and that's really the only artists that are coming every time. Noah performs open mic like almost every time there, and I'm just trying to cultivate and rock with the people. You know, because they actually run the show, so it's different if you're running the show versus if you're the artist that perform with the show or perform you know, for the show. Like me, I don't run the show. I'm not being paid. I'm not a part of Audio Dope in that, you know, I'm part of the program. I'm part of it as in I'm an artist from Ontario, and if anyone is gonna be representing Ontario, waving the flag in Ontario over there, it's gonna be your boy Big Cerbavelli. Like there's no question about it. I'm gonna do it, and I don't give a fuck who's there. That's why when they're doing this whole who's the best artist in the city, and they put Ontario on it, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking smoke that shit, and I'm guaranteed a spot at that festival for sure. Cause there's no way I'm not gonna fucking do that shit, bro. Like this, the math don't even add up with that shit, you know? How the fuck am I not? How am I not? I was thinking about this, like, who's the best rapper in Ontario besides me? Nobody. Like, who's out there? And if you are out there, hit your boy up because I would like to know. For as far as I know, I haven't seen anybody. I mean, the older, you know, we talked about literally on the first episode of the God's Hour podcast, we had Young Rest and Grinch. I was playing their music, but I think I looked their shit up and they haven't dropped anything in years. So I don't know what's going on with them. And no offense to them, but I feel like I'm a lot better rapper all around than they are. That doesn't really mean shit, but like, who's actively out here outside doing shit? I mean, really nobody but me, you know, in my opinion. So there's no excuse. I'm going for the gold. I'm going for the gold, the platinum, the diamonds, the fucking emeralds, the sapphires, the topaz, everything, bro. The fucking quartz. All of that shit is mine. And the whole crowd over there, when I did perform my show, I could tell it was more raza. So there was like this older like Chicano fool with tattoos and shit, and I'm talking with Noah and shit, and he just comes outside and he's like talking to me and shit about something, and his breath is on my fucking, I could smell his breath is all on my face, and I almost wanted to tell this old fool like, yo, can you give me like 3 fucking feet, take 6 steps back, homie, because your breath smells like straight vodka ass crack, bruh. But he kept telling me, did I stutter? You know what I'm saying? Some, you know what I mean? I'm from this shit, you know? Did I stutter? And I kept telling him, nah, I'm actually looking for when you stutter, because then when you stutter, I'll tell you. But at the moment, I don't think you did. And I had to take a piss, so I just leave the conversation. I was like, cool, I could just take a piss. He's like, where are you going? And I'm like, fuck, this fool's all drunk and shit. And I was like, fuck, man. So it was like a more Chicano crowd. And they fuck with it because I didn't even plan on it to being, maybe subconsciously, because, you know, Chicano Syndicate was there. So we had definitely more Mexicans. And I didn't really see any black people versus Audio Dope. You do have a mixed hip hop crowd. You know, you got the blacks, the Asians, the Mexicans, the whites, they're there. Versus the loud section is primarily all raza. So that's what I think even added to my nerves. Like, oh, I don't want to like fuck up in front of my peoples and shit. But, you know, I had lines like, you know, if you fucking with my jefa, 38 for you levas y tu princesa. So I think I did good. What was funny though is towards like at the very end of my set, I dropped. I had the Mexican flag in my pocket and it fell, and Mexican, I love my people. They're like, you dropped the flag. You dropped the flag. I'm like, what? And I pick it up. And then somebody, yeah, pick up the flag. I'm like, yo, y'all, that shit killed me. And I just waved it. And that was it. I think literally only me and Noah performed that open mic that night. I could be wrong, but I think that shit was crazy because literally the worst day to pick to do the first ever show. Worst day because it was raining. It was raining hard that night and it was like 39 degrees outside. Nobody is thinking of going to a hip hop show on a night like that. Everyone's talking about Netflix and chilling, breakfast and illin', you know what I mean? Everyone is like, a hip hop show is the furthest thing from anybody's mind on a night like that. So I understand it. I just hope they didn't miss out on any money because like that'd be fucked up. But there's a liquor store like right next to the firewater bar. So as I'm going in and I'm getting a water, these homeless people, or at least I think they were homeless people, but I had the Mexican flag in my pocket. And I heard somebody say, he got a flag? He got a flag in his pocket? Why he got a flag in his pocket? And that shit killed me. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, yeah, I got my flag. Like, what the fuck? Representing, homie. Like, this ain't no, I guess you could think like I'm a gang member, but it's like, how the fuck you gonna think that? I'm just representing my peoples. So, yeah, man, Saturday, that was really dope. I'm getting into WWE again. So Peacock has the WWE network. So I bought the premium and literally it comes with everything. I don't know when I think it has everything from WWF and on because, I think they had the AWA, the All American Wrestling Association, whatever I think it was the AWA. But I think it's everything from WWF on. So I think all the WrestleManias, all the SummerSlams, even ECW, which was like, wow, so I was kind of like binge watching a bunch of matches that I seen as a kid. And I was thinking about it. I got into wrestling early on as a kid, but it wasn't that long. I could have swore I was into wrestling for a long time as a kid, but it was more so like 2004 to 2009, like 2008, probably like a solid 4 years. I was really into it. I saw WrestleMania 22 or 21 when it had just passed. So like 21, 22, 23, 24, and I want to say we also watched. No, I don't think we watched 25, but yeah, 22 to 24 we saw live on pay-per-view. I actually don't even think we saw 24 live on pay-per-view. I think I just saw it on DVD. But that was really dope. I commend WWE for finding a way because I was just about to order all the fucking DVDs because I have DVDs from that time. Like I have WrestleMania 22, 24, ECW One Night Stand 2006, SummerSlam 2005, Royal Rumble 2006. Mostly, I think 2006 was like one of the strongest years of wrestling. Definitely 04 to 06. Just those 2 years alone, you had fucking, was DX? Did DX come back in 06? No, I think they came back in 08. But literally, those were strong years. I mean, Eddie was still alive in 05. You had pretty much like the end of Evolution. ECW came back. Like a bunch of stuff happened during those 04 to 06. Yeah, during those 3 years alone, 04, 05, 06 was like really like what the fuck. Eddie Guerrero was the WWE champion. A whole bunch of stuff. John Cena dropped the Doctor of Thugonomics thing. I seen a video of when they had Do-Rag Vince McMahon talking about, what's up, Holmes, to John Cena. And John Cena's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, literally, we were looking at John Cena we were looking at the way Cena was looking at Vince McMahon in that video was how we were looking at John Cena when he was the fucking doctor of thugonomics. He was funny with some of his raps, but like that shit was corny, especially like in the earlier like stuff he had, and like that one guy, he was his tag team partner, but that was an interesting time. And then John Cena became the fucking, hustle, loyalty, respect, the whole look. He adopted the whole Marine look. I don't know if that was either before or after or like around he did that. Was it called the Marine? I'm pretty sure it was called the Marine with John Cena, but I'm just getting back into WWE. One Night Stand 2006 has to be one of the best pay-per-views of all time. Same thing with what was I just watching? I think it was SummerSlam 03? Whatever, the Fatal 4-Way with Eddie. I think it was Eddie, Guerrero, Tajiri, Rhino, and Chris Benoit. Rest in peace to both of them. But I was super big into WWE. I wish I had my WWE action figures. I gave them all to my cousin, and then he probably sold them off for crack or something like that. I don't know, to be honest. But now I got to start my whole collection, bro. I had fucking Sabu, Sandman, a bunch, like at least 5 different Rey Mysterios. At least like, I don't think I ever had The Rock, but I want to say I had a lot of shit. I think I had like 2 different Undertakers. Tables, ladders, chairs, arenas, the Hell in the Cell I got from the fucking swap meet. You could tell they built that shit themselves. I had I think I had one of the WrestleMania arenas. I had a whole bunch of shit. Batistas, I had a bunch of those. I was super into it as a kid, and I wish I had all my wrestlers. Same thing as I wish I had all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I don't know why I thought I wanted to just throw all that shit away, but literally, if you're a kid, man, you should just hold on to that stuff. Like, just keep it in a backpack somewhere in the corner and just wait, because one day you'll be like, oh, man, like, I fucking loved this shit as a kid, and now I'm over here thinking I'm a fucking, weirdo or whatever the fuck. I love WWE, man. Just really, like, tapping into my inner child and shit. And I'm kind of off the paintings and shit like that, more so because of the weather. But trust me, as soon as it gets sunny out in Cali again, real soon, I'm going to get back to the paint. But for now, we getting into WWE. In-N-Out is going through some sort of fucking pepper shortage. Their yellow peppers they used to have were hot as hell. So bomb, so fire. I love them shits. I wish I could buy a bag of them shits and just have them at the house with a burger. But I guess they're going through some sort of pepper shortage. So now they have like pepperoncinis. A fucking pepperoni don't really go that well with a burger. Like, it's better than nothing, but they're mad pussy compared to the yellow peppers they used to have with the seeds in them, and it was hot. And I remember when I was a kid, I would fucking have hiccups and shit because of how hot it was. Now it's just like so delicious and spicy, and I just love it. And now that we're going through a pepper shortage, I might have to fucking steal some of them shits, you know what I mean, from somewhere, and just find out where the plan is and threaten them. Like, if you don't get these peppers back in In-N-Out, someone's gonna get in and out of a fucking hospital. Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't know. And speaking of food, man, one of these drivers owes me a sandwich from my work. You know who you is, bruh. So this driver did something he wasn't supposed to do, and I covered for him. And I told him, I was like, you owe me one, bruh, straight up. He's like, that's fine. And I'm like, I like Subway. I like In-N-Out. I like fucking Jersey Mike's. I like Farmer Boys. He was like, yeah, all right. One of these days I'll get you a meal or something. I'm like, nah, not one of these days. Like fucking a deadline, like next week or something. He's like, yeah, all right. One of these days. I'm like, ah, man. So just next time something happens, I'm not going to cover for him. I'm going to just burn his ass. Like, fuck it. There's no excuse, man. If I cover for you, you gotta make it a point to cover for me, in my opinion. Because if you don't, then I'm just gonna burn your ass like you should get burnt. You know what I mean? My dog is so awesome. He's just right there. He's just living la vida loca right there, all warm and nice and cozy. Huh, my little baby, my little boy. Look at him. They can't see you, buddy, but I can see you. And do you see what I see? Da 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 da. Presley is a black dog. No, he's not. Look at him. So fucking beautiful. You're making me sing on a podcast, boy. Going back to the loud section and just performing and stuff. I think it's really important to build a platform for your fellow artists. Like, I just want to be in the scene and I just want to be with my fellow artists because that's how I met Ray. That's how we got the photo shoot. So once you connect, you meet producers, you meet other rappers. Like, that's how I met Jetta. That's how I reconnected with Josh Halo, LV Supernova, Noah, all these other talented artists that are around. And for artists to be like, oh, there's no scene here. It's like, I didn't know there was a scene in Ontario. I probably wouldn't even know now if I hadn't checked for the homie Noah. He used to throw shows in, I think it was Riverside. Riverside is a little too far, but even still, then I would find a way to just cut hours from work and go over there and do open mics. But since it's here in Ontario, there's no excuse to say anything like, oh, well, I can't just go. Like, yeah, I can. I'm going to do it every time I can. I literally have my clothes ready and all that shit in my car, ready to go, and I just change right after work, and I fucking, boom, I just go and get to it, But also, too, with the show, with the God's Hour, we just had LV Supernova. We just had the Historian. The homie Abe the Freak should be getting on really soon. I think it's really important for me to use my platform for my fellow artists. I talked to Noah. I want to get Noah on the podcast. And I feel like with me, there's just so much bullshit that goes around. And no one's really doing interviews like me, like real in depth, like I'm talking like just how it is right here, how it's like real intimate. That's how it is. I hate interviews where it's like, what's your favorite color? Fucking word. Like, it's real fucking, it's too formal. It's too radio. And my show isn't radio. It's anti-radio. It's like, with the Historian, I'm talking to him. I'm giving him a game about samples. We were talking about, him growing up in South Central, jokes, shit like that. Like, I want it to be a real natural conversation. I don't want it to be interviews. I don't want anybody to feel like they got to come with a suit and tie. LV Supernova even asked me like, yo, like, is it cool if I smoke and drink? Or I'm like, yeah, bro, like whatever you want to do to make you feel comfortable and shit, like do it. I don't, I'm not going to put restrictions on the podcast. For me, it's all about being organic. And if that's how you do it, then that's how you do it. And that's how we're going to rock, bro. I have no rules or regulations, oh, you can't smoke or you can only wear this or any of that bullshit. Like all that shit is dumb. For me, I think it's just really important that I give my fellow artists, reconnecting with the Historian and all my other fellow artists. I'm trying to get Flash. I'm going to put the bat signal for Flash, just like a lightning bolt, like, the homie Flash is Clayton, bro. Like, and the homie Flo Lucid too. Like, where the fuck is he at? And NC too. Like, NC, I hit him up. He's not been hitting me up for a minute now. So it's just like, what the fuck? We got to stick together, bro. Our fucking culture, the underground, is like dying, especially over here. Like, people think of LA like this big underground scene, like I was telling the Historian, but it's not. Really, no one's doing underground music except for like me and the Historian, the homie, maybe even Jetta, and then like one other person, I forgot his name. But literally, it's a select few of people that are holding it down, and everyone else is doing like a more poppy type style, which is, it's just totally fine. I'm just saying the art that we do, the lo-fi shit, the underground shit, it's not really a big thing. And I feel like we're not the only artists out here that are doing this, bro. There's so many other people out here that are doing it. We just got to connect with them, build, and make the movement stronger. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is, man. The message of the day is connect with people and just be loyal. You don't got to be loyal to like everything, but just be loyal to the fact that we're all trying to be in the game. We're all trying to make it. So why not help each other further our careers by helping each other? Helping hands handle the hazards, man. That's my slogan. That's my motto. Helping hands take all the helping hands handle all the trash. Everything, you know, if everyone pulls their own weight, we could fucking move pyramids and shit like that, you know? So that's my whole thing. The message of the day is, you know, camaraderie, loyalty, semper fi, bro. It's really, just really straightforward. You don't gotta be best friends with everybody, but a little bit of help goes a long way, you know what I mean? So rock with it. Before I get out of here, I went to the mall because it was Ho and Tour Global. Last week I went to Ho and Tour Las Vegas. But on my way, man, I picked up, look at this fucking Venom. Awesome. Awesome Venom sticker. I got Venom. I forgot this chick, but I'm pretty sure she's Marvel. She got a nice ass. Look at that. Nice booty. I got Doctor Doom. I got some Funko Pops. They're back. I already set them up over there back there with my other Funko Pops. I got Super Boo. Or this is actually Kid Boo. How do you get it to boom? That's fucking awesome. I'm gonna stick this on my car. Then we have, these are the most fire fucking Doom pins. Not Doctor Doom, but MF Doom. Look at these pins, bro. Fire. That shit is fire. So, just little gifts I wanted to share y'all with the podcast, man. Just tapping into being a kid again, bro, because I feel like it's important. Like, as a kid, I just always wanted to grow up, and I was just so concerned with being a tough guy, just being grown and shit, because I had to do that. Like, I had to grow up and I had to be tough as a kid. You know, I didn't want to be a bitch. I didn't want to get punked. So I lost out on a lot of my childhood just trying to be a tough guy. I still would have been, had I not been concentrating on all kinds of bullshit that was going on around me, I still would have been in a WWE. I still would have been in a Pokemon. But hey, I'm not gonna cry over spilt milk. You know what I mean? This is where I'm at, and I'm enjoying it now. So another message is to just enjoy the now, man, and don't worry about the future. You know what I mean? Focus on today for a better tomorrow. This is the God's Hour.
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now, while the angels fly over my headstone.